Yo, what's good? It's your boy Khan, Chinatown's favorite. Brooklyn's chink, you already know what the vibe is. So, I ain't gonna lie, me and Cash, bro, we go way back, bro. Like, I'm talking high school. Back when I was like probably a junior in high school, I went to a hip hop festival. Shout out to, if y'all don't know, shout out to Loaf Music, bro. Like, shout out to great Kid Ave, all of them, Sean Sinatra, all of them. Also dope, they was this little collective in Bushwick called Loaf Music, and every year they would throw a festival. Back then, every year they throw a festival type shit. And it was just really like some like raw hip hop shit. You know, like MCs would go over there, we'd have ciphers and shit. Everybody would go and spit their bars and shit. So when I was there, I was like one of like 3 Asians in that whole crowd. So when I started going in, I saw my boy Kaz going as well. And we was just freestyling. We was saying nothing, but we was flowing, like we had good energy and shit. And then it was me, Kaz, and I would say our old boy KO Flows. So we was all chilling and everything. And then Kaz just brought up, yo, why don't we make a collective type shit? A lot of y'all probably know hip hop groups is very finicky. Feel me? Everybody got like a different vision. And so eventually shit just kind of fizzled out because creatively shit was kind of dying down and I wanted to go focus more on my solo career. I ain't gonna lie, shout out my man Daniel Chang. He be shooting every single one of my videos. And that's like my go-to guy. That's like my right hand when it comes to all my videos. So Daniel Chang, that's my guy right there. But basically my whole creative process of it is I just have wild shit come to my head. Usually I typically just think of like, what's some crazy situation I would be in? And obviously, you know, I'm Asian, like I'm Chinese. I've grown up being Chinese. My parents has owned like Asian restaurants. So I just think of like funny shit that would come together. And it's not even just me, it's like me and my gang, you feel me? Like, I be with Sharu and Nichols and we be sitting around thinking like, yo, what's a funny scenario that you would be in? So that's when I came up with the dumpling bongs. I was like, bro, that's mad funny. Like, I don't know, we smoking dumplings, bro. So it's like, I can't even tell you how I come up with these ideas. We just be chilling together and I'll be like, yo, it'd be mad funny if one of y'all smoked out of a dumpling. And he's like, yo, what? But then I'm like, wait, nah, but what if we actually did that though? So basically, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that's kind of that's part of the name, like Khantrast, you feel me? Cause I feel like what I do a lot is when I make music, I try to make music about the human experience. So a lot of what I'm talking about, like, yeah, you'll hear the party shit, you'll hear the ignorant shit, but then it's like most people, right? And I'm talking about just like I would make a general statement. Most people, their lives aren't all just about partying or doing dumb shit or doing ignorant shit. There's like complexities to the human mind, you feel me? So it's like, I wanted to capture those experiences because I'm not just someone who's like always about the ignorant shit. I don't even be saying crazy shit. So a lot of what I like to talk about, it jumps around. Like I'm low key like spastic in my head. Like I can't just focus on one thing. There's like layers to, I feel like who I am as a person. So Word is Bond was just something that was just true to my heart. Like, yeah, it was also a display of bars, but it's also like, yo, this is who the fuck I am. Like, this is the shit I've been through. A lot of y'all looking at me one way, thinking I'm like this, I'm like that. But then it's like, y'all really don't understand the type of shit I had to go through for real, for real. Yeah, see, it's like, y'all probably thought that was planned, but it really wasn't. Because originally, I was gonna be the one to pour the tea for all the guys, right? Just as like, I guess, symbolism of our friendship. Because like, in certain cultures, you like share tea or like share alcohol to commemorate or like solidify a bond. But my pops, he's just the type to wanna be a good host, like cater to people. So he was the one that ended up pouring the tea. And my man's Daniel, he just captured that moment. And I mean, to an extent, it's very, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of beautiful because my pops is not exactly like a very nice person, right? Like he don't really be moving real generous, like. So I think that moment for me, it was like, oh, okay, cool. Because for the longest time, like my pops, he just don't like people generally. He think everybody be moving weird. He's a very cynical kind of person, and he looks at the world in a very like dark way. So I think in that moment to see that he was like kind of solidifying or almost willing to create this bond with my friends, it was kind of like a euphoric moment for me. But yeah, I've always had to deal with issues with my pops because for me, like I'm an Asian dude that's rapping and shit. And like my pops he just been through a lot. Like, and like me, where I'm from, like he from the village, bro. Like he was at 14 years old, he dropped out of school to be a farmer. So he really came from mud. So that's why like me growing up, I ain't really had a lot of shit. And that definitely creates like, that's why I was just like, you know, in the song where I was like, used to get jealous whenever one of my friends would get showered in compliments. You feel me? Cause like, and there's more to that too, because it was a lot of my friends, they would have like, they'd either be living good or like they never have to worry. They would have kind of everything handed to them. And for me, I was kind of raised on like being frugal, like, yo, we don't really got a lot. Like you kind of got to work with what we have type shit. So it's like, it's a hard dichotomy that I've kind of had growing up. And especially with me getting into hip hop, like again, my parents they come from like the villages. For them, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking your life up right now. Like, why are you pursuing this shit? Like, go be a fucking doctor, bruh. Go be a fucking lawyer. And I was just like, nah, bruh, this music shit running my blood, man. I can't give that shit up. So, I mean, it's like it's one of those things I've had to come to a realization in my head. Cause you know, I feel like when I was younger, I just always had these thoughts in my head about like not fucking with my family and kind of low-key just like beefing with them, like them not really supporting me and me going down music, right? So there was always like the emotional, like, you know, the side glances, the passive aggression, them saying like, oh, you just gonna end up homeless in the street. And it's like, stuff like that really hurt me as a kid. At the end of the day, words is just words, you feel me? So you can't let that shit affect you too much. But it's like, it do fuck you up a little bit, especially when it come from like your pops or your moms, you feel me? So it's like, it was stuff I had to kind of come to the realization and accept it and move on past it, which is why I'm like a lot more open to talking about it now type shit, you feel me? Bro, every fucking, cause like most of when I went to high school, my high school was predominantly black and Hispanic people. Like I was like one of like maybe 3-4 Asians in my school, and my best friend, he was St. Lucian. So me and him at the time, like my best friend in high school, I ain't gonna lie, we're not really cool like that no more. But my best friend at the time, yeah, he was St. Lucian, and me and him, we would just kind of like we will always be with each other type shit. And then people would always be like, oh, what the fuck, what's this rush hour shit y'all got going on, right? And like me, I've already heard all of the jokes. I've heard like the Jackie Chan, the Bruce Lee. I've had a motherfucker call me that my eyes is built like subtraction signs. So I was just like, all right, bet, you feel me? Like that was kind of, it's like, it's racist, you know? But in a lot of ways, it's kind of like, that was oddly enough how we bonded with each other, right? Cause like my friend, like, yo, they would roast my friend, right? They would say some racist shit to him and say some racist shit to me. And we would kind of like bounce back with our own shit. Like, you know, it was kind of like you cut my ass, I'm cutting your ass. And then, you know, people called us like rush hour all the time. Like everybody was always saying that. Whenever we'd be outside, people was calling us that. And me just being a Asian dude that rap, it kind of like made people double down on the stereotype. So when I made the line, like, you know, the hood need a rush hour 6, it was a real, like, it came from a real spot. Like, people was calling us rush hour, bro. They was saying, oh, it's Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker. Like, who the fuck these motherfuckers, you feel me? It's another thing, too, because rush hour is such a culturally, like, impactful movie. You feel me? Like, during that time, there was a lot of tension between, like, the Asian community and the black community. And in a sense, I feel like on one end, I feel like it probably enhanced the tension between Asian Americans, because they was like, bro, y'all saying some racist shit. But then on the flip side, it definitely brought the communities together. right? Because there's a lot of Asian influences in black culture too, with like anime, with all this shit. And so it's like, I feel like there's so much cross that it's like, that's kind of what I want to like be a part of, you feel me? Like us two cultures coming together, I feel like there's a lot of solidarity that we could have together. So that's really what I'm all about as well. So it's like, on one end it's a joke, and on the other end it's like, yo, let's all come together, you feel me? Like these two cultures have been through so much shit in vicinity to one another, right? Like you have the Chinese takeout spot that's always kind of been there. We've always been cheap. You know, we've always kind of been there to help out the community. So it's like, I just kind of want to be that person where it's like, yo, just point it out. Like, yo, we could really come together and make something crazy, bro. Like, our two cultures dominate pop culture. Like, yo, bro, like we could do something. We could do some damage if we really came together for real, for real. I think it was definitely a surprise because before that I was doing heavy like anime shit. And then I kind of came to a realization that I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I kind of had like a conversation with everybody where I was like, yo, I'm about to like do a brand change. I'm about to like just leave the anime shit. I'm about to show these people who I am for real, for real. So it kind of was a surprise, but it was very intentional, like what I was doing with it. So I don't know, I don't really have an answer to that. You feel me? It's like, I guess it was intentional, but I just didn't expect for it to blow up to the way it did. So like I said, I'm gonna say it was intentional just to make me feel like look smart as shit, but really I had no idea it was gonna be where it's at, bro. I thought it'd get like 1 million views and that's it. And then I would just have to keep going. Yeah, but I mean, shit worked out, so. Shit, bro, if I'm gonna keep it a bean, in the beginning when I first came up with Khantrast, I was making all different types of music. Like I was jumping from like hardcore boom bap rap to I was like singing like some Drake shit, right? And then from there I might like switch to like some punk shit or some grunge shit. Like a lot of my OG fans, if they watching this, they gonna know like, if you listen to Clear Skies or Genies and Bottles, that's very different from like Landed in Brooklyn, right? And that's very different than even fucking Eastside Bop, Valedictorian. Like a lot of this shit that I make is I'm bouncing between different genres. So that was number one. I was like, it's to show the kind of contrast of like, I'm not really within one style. And I came up with Khan just because, like you said, like Genghis Khan, I ain't gonna lie, he's like the big bad motherfucker within history. He's like one of the big bads, right? And I also liked it because Genghis Khan, if I remember correctly, because I read about this, Genghis Khan had translated to universal ruler. And in my head, I be having an ego, bruh. So when I heard the name universal ruler, like the king, the top guy, I'm like, yeah, bruh, big Khan, you feel me? Khantrast. And so and like, it was also an Asian twist, because at the time I was just like, I wanna wear the fact that I'm Asian proudly, you feel me? I feel like that's a thing that I feel like a lot of Asian Americans kind of struggle with, like with their identity and being proud of who they are. I know like I kind of struggled with that when I was younger. So it's like the older I got, the more I was like, nah, bro, like I'm happy as fuck to be Asian. So I ain't gonna lie, like summer is gonna be crazy. I'm finna go into like overdrive mode when it comes to releasing music over the summer. So I just know I'm going hard over the summer, bro. Like I'm not letting my foot off these people's necks, bro. I'm doubling down on all that. Yo, it's Khantrast. You watching Deathless TV. Tune the fuck in.